Bonjour à toutes et à tous et merci de nous regarder en direct sur Europe by Satellite et bienvenue dans notre salle de presse virtuelle de la Commission européenne. Nous avons quelques annonces à vous faire avant de passer à vos éventuelles questions. D'abord, j'ai une annonce liée à l'agenda de la présidente von der Leyen. Hier, la présidente a reçu les lettres de créance de 15 chefs de mission de l'Union européenne des pays suivants. Zambie, Laos, Chili, Panama, Moldavie, République de la Corée, le Salvador, Irak, Turkménistan, Argentine, Iran, Niger, Inde, Islande et Tanzanie. Then, ahead of the Roma Holocaust Memorial Day, which is next Sunday, the 2nd of August, President von der Leyen, Vice President Jourova and Commissioner Dalli issued a statement in which they said, I quote, "Today we pay tribute to the hundreds of thousands of Roma victims of the Holocaust. We consider it a moral duty to acknowledge and remember all those who suffered under the Nazi regime. Among those people were the Romas. Remembering their persecution reminds us of the need to tackle the challenges they still face today and which are too often overlooked. Europe has a duty to protect its minorities from racism and discrimination. You can find the full statement online and in our daily news. Et maintenant, je passe la parole à Daniel pour une annonce sur l'accord commercial entre l'Union européenne et le Vietnam. Daniel.
Merci, Dana. We have quite good news when it comes to trade. The European Union-Vietnam trade agreement, the most comprehensive trade agreement that the EU has concluded with the developing country, will be effective as of tomorrow, 1st of August. Tariffs will go down and the agreement will ultimately scrap duties on 99% of all goods traded between the two sides. This is particularly positive in times where our economy needs every opportunity to recover. Under the new agreement, the economic benefits will go hand in hand with guarantees of respect for labor rights, environment protection, and the Paris Agreement on climate, through strong, legally binding and enforceable provisions on sustainable development. You'll be able to find more information about the agreement in the press release that has just been published, together with some additional elements in a memo, fact sheet, and the wealth of information also available in DigiTrade's website.
Thank you very much, Daniel. I will now invite Stefan to present you some news regarding EU funding for the treatment of COVID-19 patients. Stefan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, the Commission is inviting more than 200 blood collection services around the EU to apply for funding for the purchase of plasmapheresis equipment. That's equipment that allows to take plasma from donors. This is to support the treatment of new COVID-19 patients who are fighting the disease. This treatment consists, for instance, of transfusing convalescent plasma to sick patients to boost their immunity and ability to fight the disease. Today's action is part of the emergency support instrument, and grants will be provided to public and NGO collection services authorized to collect plasma. As usual, a press release is available online for further information. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stefan. I will now call Ariana for an announcement on a state aid guarantee scheme in Germany in the context of the pandemic. Ariana.
Thanks, Dana. Hello, everyone. Today, the Commission has approved under EU state aid law a state aid guarantee for the German state, which is worth 840 million and will cover vouchers issued by travel operators for cancelled travel packages booked before 8th of March of this year. The measure is in line with the objectives of the package adopted by the Commission on 13th May of this year on tourism and transport. This package included a recommendation aimed at making vouchers an attractive alternative to passengers or travelers. With this scheme, the German state aims at ensuring that any traveler that accepts a voucher issued by a travel operator will be able to either use it or will receive full refund. The vouchers will remain valid until 31st December 2021. If not used before this date, the full amount paid by the traveler will be reimbursed to him. By guaranteeing repayment of these vouchers in the event of insolvency of the tour operator concerned, today's scheme protects consumers, ensures effective settlement or related refunds, and eases liquidity pressure on the travel industry by encouraging the uptake of vouchers instead of direct repayment.
Thank you very much, Ariana. I will now open the floor to your questions because we have finished today's announcements. So please indicate your interest in asking a question, like always, by raising your hand. I do not see any hand raised at this stage, but yes, now I see one. Oliver is interested in asking us a question. Hello, Oliver. I hope that your microphone works today.
I think so. Hi, I think so because I'm using the other machine. I have a question on the MFF and own resources in particular. Actually, it's a twofold question. First part of the question, the Austrian government, more concretely the Austrian Finance Ministry, wants to actually pay any kind of flows of revenue from this plastics revenue that's going to be introduced next year out of the budget in order not to create a burden on companies and consumers. So basically the idea is to reimburse plastic producers and supermarkets and whoever. In the view of the Commission, does this make sense? Because the idea of the plastic levy was that actually you reduce the amount of non-recyclable plastic. So that's the first question. The second one, as you're quite aware, the German presidency published its proposal for a council decision on own resources. And lo and behold, none of the new own resources that we talk about, you know, the ETS, the border CO2 levy, and so forth, is in there. Do you think it is still realistic that these own resources are going to be introduced during the current MFF, which then means that they will be there in order to reimburse the, you know, the Corona rescue fund that was decided? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your questions, Oliver. Well, I would be very clear and say that with regards to own resources and the prospects and the calendar for their introduction as part of the following years, in relation also with the need to repay the money that will be borrowed by the EU under Next Generation EU, we are neither optimistic nor pessimistic. We are simply very determined. I think that the mandate that is on the table following the agreement reached by the EU leaders on the 21st of July is very clear. In relation to what own resources are expected to be used, it is also very clear in relation to the calendar, and therefore we know very well that the Commission is expected to put in the first part of next year proposals for additional own resources. So this is why the statements that you referred to regarding the intentions of the German side are an interesting contribution to that debate. But as far as the Commission is concerned and the trajectory for own resources that we are contemplating, things are very clear in accordance to the mandate that was received from the European Council. Of course, we know that there are several steps to complete in the process, and we are very engaged with our partners on all sides, the German presidency and the Parliament, to ensure a rapid completion of all the steps that are necessary to move ahead on that. In relation to your more specific question regarding plastic in Austria, well, let me just say that the clear objective of the plastic duty was also an environmental one. The intention being that of reducing the use of plastic, of making it sustainable and ensuring recycling. So this is a very important part of this levy that will be enforced from next year. And as for the rest, we are not aware in any formal way of such intentions that you have mentioned, and which we therefore do not comment upon specifically. I wonder if there are additional questions on this or anything else. I presume, Oliver, you have a follow-up?
Yeah, I have a follow-up, if I may. Given the German proposal, I mean, it's not only a contribution to the debate, it's a legal proposal for a council decision. Given that we have this text now, can the Commission guarantee that EU member states' contributions to the EU budget are not going to rise in the beginning of 2028 in order to pay back the Next Generation EU thing? Or is it, in your view, too early to give such a guarantee? Because, for example, the new French State Secretary for European Affairs, Clément Bon, expressly said several times there will be no increase in EU membership fees because we're going to introduce all these new forms of own resource, and they look very likely to see the light of day during the next MFF until 2027. So again, can you guarantee that membership contributions are not going to rise from 2028 onwards in order to pay back the EU Next Generation Fund? Thank you.
Oliver, first of all, I had misunderstood you on the nature of the German paper that you referred to, and now it is clear. Secondly, you are making references to the situation with regard to contributions by the member states to the MFF following the one that we are currently negotiating. So nothing short of a crystal ball would be able to deliver you a satisfactory answer today, and I don't have one, as you clearly see in the settings that we have on stage here. As regards to the intentions politically that we have, it is very clear that the introductions of the additional own resources that the Commission had proposed in May, and which have been validated and backed by the European leaders on the 21st of July. The intention was clearly that of helping pay back the money that would be borrowed on the markets under Next Generation EU, with the idea of not increasing the contributions of the member states. But the exact matching of cash in, cash out, and what member states are supposed to pay to the EU budget from 2028 is not something that we can elaborate on specifically with figures today. I now watch if we have additional questions on MFF or on anything else today. So like always, please indicate by raising your hand if you wish to ask a question. I do not see any hand raised. Yes, actually I see one which just appeared, and that is Pierre from Radio France. Pierre, go ahead. Hoping you can connect.
Je ne vois pas d'image, mais peut-être que ma caméra n'est pas activée. Je suis désolé pour ça. Est-ce que tu m'entends correctement?
Très bien.
Très bien. La décision sur la fusion entre Alstom et Bombardier Transport était prévue pour aujourd'hui. En tout cas, aujourd'hui, c'était l'échéance pour l'opinion de la Commission européenne. Est-ce qu'on a des précisions sur l'horaire?
Merci beaucoup pour ça, Pierre. Je vais appeler Ariana pour te donner un update. Mais bon, aujourd'hui, il y a encore beaucoup d'heures aujourd'hui. Donc, voyons ce qu'Ariana a à te dire là-dessus. C'est seulement midi.
C'est vrai, Dana. Aujourd'hui, on a encore beaucoup d'heures. Donc, la décision, c'est prévu pour aujourd'hui, mais on ne peut pas vous donner des informations supplémentaires sur l'horaire de la décision à ce moment.
But stay tuned, as we say. Donc aujourd'hui, vous allez donc peut-être entendre quelque chose de notre part à ces sujets. Y a-t-il d'autres questions pour Ariana, puisqu'elle est avec moi sur le podium, au sujet de compétition? So are there any additional questions on competition for Ariana? I do not see any hand raised. Any other questions for other matters that Ariana covers this week, which is a wider panoply because of the summer holidays and certain colleagues being absent? No, that doesn't seem to be the case either. So Ariana, thank you. Do you have any additional questions for us today on any other subjects? I do not see any hand raised at this stage. So I think that we are close to saying goodbye for today. But before that, I will have short housekeeping announcements because we are now fully entering the summer period, as you've seen the temperature today, even in Brussels. And I would like, therefore, to inform you that as of next week, and in coordination with API, we will organize our online press briefing twice every week, on Tuesdays and on Fridays, to answer all your questions as we usually do. Every day, though, whether there is a press briefing or not formally, the spokesperson service remains at your entire disposal, as we always are, to answer your questions in writing or over the phone. And we will also be available, of course, to accommodate requests to have recordings of audiovisual statements from our spokespeople on all subjects that you wish to cover. Also, of course, on the days when there are no press briefings in this room. This will be our modus operandi for the following 3 weeks, so until the 21st of August. And we will resume the routine of daily midday briefings from the 24th of August. I wish you a great weekend and a great week. Eric will be with you next week, and I wish you a wonderful holiday, and I'll see you in August. Thank you very much. Have a good day.